Hello, Archivists. Welcome back to another video for the archive of another meta breakdown report. This time we're going over IanTCGs that happened in the Netherlands. So this was a 27-man event, and the meta breakdown is as follows. We end up having 5 normal Silvies, 4 Wind Tristans, 4 Miracle Bots. Then we had 2 Hybrid Merlins, 2 Fire Silvies, 2 Water Nicos, and the rest are one-of. So 1 Water Ally Lorraine, 1 Fire Luxem Zander, Wind Diana, Water Tony Tempo, Fire Rye, Fire Zander Agro, Water Ari Overlord, which could be checked out on the TCG channel, and 1 Wind Ari. Breaking into our top 8, we ended up having 2 Water Nicos, 1 Wind Tristan, 1 Miracle Bots, 1 Normal Silvie, 1 Wind Ally Lorraine, 1 Fire Luxemender, and 1 Wind Diana. So a lot of these have a very high conversion rate. Nico with a 100% conversion rate, Wind Tristan with a 25% conversion rate, Miracle Bots with 25% conversion rate, Normal Silvie with I think 20% if my math's wrong, it's not like 21%, a weird number. Wind Ally's Lorraine ended up having a 100% conversion rate, Fire Luxem Zander 100%, and Wind Diana with a 100% conversion rate. So congrats to those players for that. Ironically, this event had more normal Silvie than Fire Silvie. Like the last video where we just did one where they ended up having a lot more Fire Silvie than normal Silvie. Well, let's go ahead and break down into the decks. Before we get back to the rest of that video, I want to let everyone know that I have started a brand called Murasaki Altair. This is a brand dedicated to TCG accessories as well as apparel, sort of based by weebs for weebs. It's one of those things. We just released our Kingslayer, otherwise known as Merlin/Lorraine set. The drop is now live on the website, which you can find in the description below. We have hoodies, we have t-shirts, we have stickers, and we have sleeves. So like I said, check that out below. The link is in the description. So, Yuri is going to go number 1 with Spirit of Wind Tristan. Spirit of Wind Tristan was brought in pretty much one of the top decks before, came in, ended up being a good meta call for this overall meta. Ended up having 4 Dungeon Guys, 2 Incapacitates, 4 Mastermind Schemes, 4 Sable Remnants, 4 Sadies, 2 Slice Nice in the main versus the sideboard, and run Turbocharge, or Quasi Outlook and Staring Fumes and Fairy Whispers all in the main. Pretty much everything else in here sticks about the same with 4 Shadow Strike. And then looking into your material, like ended up having a Quicksilver Girl versus a Grand Crusader Ring, 1 Sacred Amulet, 1 Morocco Boots, 1 Gloam Spire Mantle, and 1 Shadow's Claw. In the sideboard, you end up having 2 Incapacitates, 3 Resolute Stands, 3 Arrow Traps, 3 Cleansing Reunion, 1 Ensnaring Fumes, 1 Siphon Trap, and 2 Zephyrs. So congrats, Yuri, on a very interesting build on this. The whole game plan of this is pretty much just go ahead and combo off. Try and get in with some Agro with Slice Nice if you're able to. If you're not dealing with something like Nico with, say, something like a Song of Frost, get some early pressure in, get a lot of prep counters on your champion, and then go ahead and finish it off with a Shadow Strike. If you're facing cards as Nico, becomes a little bit rougher. You are able to redirect attacks using your Shadow Dancer to go ahead and prevent damage as you're going to pay 2 prep counters to redirect the attacks to your Ominous Shadows. So this gameplay has pretty much been the same since the incarnation by TCG. So this has been going around a lot. There's a lot of different videos I'm breaking down this deck and how it plays, how it goes. So congrats, Yuri, for getting number 1. And number 2, we have Hanky the Goat on Spirit of Wind Lorraine. Pretty sure this is a miracle list, and it looks like it is to me. Because you're running cards like Androka, you have Eternal Magistrate in the main, you have Rose, you have Shimmercook Assassin, pretty much a lot of Automaton allies. This one's a little bit different though, because you're running Charge Mannequin if you get a Power Cell and a backup Charger. This one isn't relying on stuff like Manufacturer to get the Power Cell tokens. But you do have some other cards. You have one Best Rangefinder on Distant Control Ally, you get a buff counter. That's if you end up having something more distant. You have Windmill Engineer, you have Rimrider Vanguard, you have Siphon Traps, Swiftfoot Recruits, Rallying in the Advance, Reclaims. And this one also isn't running cards like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it isn't running the card, not Rally in Advance, Second Wind. So it's just making a big board state, it's swinging a lot of big allies. And then you have cards like Prototype Pistol to go ahead and combo off with a big turn for the extra 4 damage, with swinging with Lorraine as you target cards like Wind Piercer to give your other attackers +2 attack. In the sideboard, you have Viridian Protect Trinket, 1 Water Resonance Bauble brought in for the Nico matchup, I'm pretty sure, 2 Incapacitates, 1 Reprogram, 4 Scatter Gust, and 2 Shred the Ribbons. So this is really interesting, actually. So Scatter the Gust gets you go ahead and banish, suppress 2 target allies, deal really good versus the mirror matchup. And then 2 Shred the Ribbons are brought in because it is a warrior attack card. You do get to go ahead and clear up an attack, unit with 5 health or more and get +3 attack, or you get to swing with +2 attack for 3 costs with a class bonus. So I'm really interested to see what Hanky brought these in for. I imagine it's probably mostly for the mirror matchup, just to kill some of those bigger units that get on the board with the buff counters that stuff like Andronica is able to go and put on the board and onto your automaton units. Congrats, Hanky, for getting number 2. And number 3, we have Flying Apple. Flying Apple is on one of those normal silver lists we talk about. So this list is pretty much the same. I don't think there's any special tech in here. There's a little bit. So this one is going back to running the guy's Songbird. You're running the Hymn the Guy's Grace in the main board. And the sideboard's pretty much all the same. And you're not running ears, so you have to be careful you don't get hit by that Dust Lake Communion tech where they go ahead and minus your level and you're not able to swing them with your advanced elements. But you do have cards like Lemon Slime, Baby Red Slime, Baby Green Slime, Regular Green Slime, and Slime Shield. Main win comment of this Silvie build is once again the Storm Slime build. Get a couple extra swings over the Ethereal Slime. Then you have Slime King to go ahead and get a card from your graveyard to reoccur your Storm Slimes or Ethereal Slimes if you need to. And then you're going to have in combo off with a couple different cards because you have stuff like Slime Shield to keep your units a little bit buffed. You have Try Some to give your unit Spell Shroud. And you have Vampiric Slime on the field to go ahead and give you an on-recover ability if you need to gain a little bit extra life. And you have the one Beast of Frenzy in the sideboard if you need to get in with a big life gain for Cleave. You are running Beast Spawn Ears so in the sideboard if you're expecting someone is running the Dust Lake Communion tech, so it can be brought in for that matchup. Crimson Protect ticket for all the wind decks we've been seeing, 1 Gnome Fine Lantern for the Nico matchup, 3 Reprogram, and 2 Slime's Blessing. Congratulations to Flying Apple for taking slot number 3. In the slot number 4, we have Zander on one of those Nico lists that we talked about that was a 100% conversion rate. This list is pretty much the same that we thought, so a little bit different though. We are running Idle Thoughts in here for the 4x of Floating Memory and 4 Stalwart She-Mates. So you gotta be careful because with these cards in here, you could end up milling yourself in Icebound Slam, not coming in for 8. If you try to do Icebound Slam too early and end up hitting some of these normal cards, so you have to be a little careful of those cards in this deck. But everything else is in here. You are running cards though. Ooh, interesting. Freeze Stiff to go ahead and at big ally attacks. Monkey, another card that is brought in for those collecting a lot of win ally matchups. I know EU's pretty heavily on the win allies, at least back when I used to be playing in the EU webcam tournaments. So it's a very good tech card to be brought in for this type of meta. Primarily Retro's in here again for the Floating Memory. You have Snow Fairy, Stillwater Patrols, once again brought in for a little bit units with Stealth. Storm of Thorns, Tidal Sweeps, and Wave Rider Protector. This one also running Deep Sea Fractal, get the extra mill if you're going to need it, and goes and busts up our Refracting Missiles. And I don't think there's anything else interesting in the tech-wise. And we're going to the sideboard, you have 1 Safeguard Amulet, 2 Access Curses to deal with Diana, which you end up seeing Diana in the top 8. So they were expecting probably Diana matchup to be brought into this meta. 4 Reprograms and 4 Karhazi Choppers are going to give an attack -3 health. One way to keep yourself alive as Nico, or to keep something like your Frostborn Paladin alive a little bit extra longer as you can only get those free intercepts. Well, that being said, congrats to Zander on sliding number 4 with this very unique Nico build. I'm hoping to see it more in the future. Quackling ended up getting number 5 with Spear of Wind Lorraine as well. This one is going back to the old school Lorraine allies list. By that, you are running Ace and Protector. You are running cards like Attune the Wind and Phalanx Captain. You are running cards as well with a Steam Knight and Gildas. This one isn't running robots as heavily as the other ones. This one is relying on building a bigger board state and buffing the board with cards like Attune the Wind. And then with Attune the Wind, you are able to go ahead and swing in for 3, 4, 5 damage. Especially if you're able to get that Gildas balance to go ahead and swing in for 5+ damage on the turn. And your board becomes really hard to deal with. You are still running cards like Valiant Advance and a second wind to go ahead and untap your big swing units and go ahead and get another swing in there. As well as you have cards like Inspiring Call to buff the board as well. With Vigil Ascension board is a generic 3/2/3 swinger. You have Wind Mungeon to go ahead and draw some cards into your memory. Wind Rider Vanguard to go ahead and untap as a 2/3 good body, and Zephyr. And then into your materials deck, you do have Backup Charger, Eye of Argus to help deal with stealth. You have Poison Coating Oil, Safeguard Amulet, Smoke Bomb, Sword of Seeking, Terraforming, and Viridian Protective Trinket. In the sideboard, you have 3 Incapacitates, 2 Cry for Helps, 1 Phalanx Captain, 1 Stay of Filling Trap, 4 Chain Arc deal with those stealth units, 2 Verdus Decree for the Mirror, 2 Zephyrs, and then you end up having like the Phalanx Captain bring your board a little bit higher, a little bit more buff if you need to. So congrats Corcoran for taking an old Architect meta, bringing it back into MRC, and then doing really well with it and getting slot number 5 into the IanTCG Regional and securing your invite. Aste, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, but hopefully I'm not. With number 6 on Spirit of Serene Fire, Luxem Zander. Same list we talked about last video. You are running the usual list. This time you're running 3 Planet Explosives in here, but overall everything is the same. You're running Incapacitates, you have Fast Gears, you have Dungeon Guides, Juggernauts, Reprograms, Resolute Stands, Stratus Streamer Wisdom. Pretty much should stall the game out as much as possible and try and end the game with your Light Reaver's Assault. This one is still running the Orbit Choker Fumes in the main material deck. Here in the sideboard, you have the Wind Resonance Bobble, 2 Blanches, 1 Grain, 1 Resolute Stand, 3 Slice and Dice, 2 Vanish from Sight, 1 Planet Explosive, and 2 Spurn to Ash. I imagine Slice Dice is brought in to get a little more of the Agro matchup or dealing with those ally decks who are going to get clear on chunk of the board as much as possible. But we're not going to go ahead and beat a dead horse for this one because we have seen this deck a decent amount of times. We've talked over this deck extensively. Congrats though, aside for getting number 6 with this deck. I know it's sort of fallen off, so being able to take this into this current meta is a really compliment to your skills as a pilot. Number 7, Revolt on Spirit of Wind Diana. So this is a list that's been coming in and out of certain metas. Is Diana. We've seen Water Diana, we've seen Wind Diana. We haven't seen a Fire Diana yet. But with Wind, this one is running cards like Turbine Bullet to go ahead and get the double attack and give you allies another +1 attack until end of turn. And you get the cards like Shadow Train, you go into level 2 Diana to go ahead and try and get the combo with, like I said, the double Shadow Trains hit to trigger Turbine Bullet twice. You're running 1 Academy Guide, 3 Backstep, 4 Charge Hunters, 4 Dungeon Guides. So Charge Hunter is one that goes to get you a Power Cell. On Enter, 4 Concealed Marksman, 4 Displays, 3 Dream Fairy, 4 Fairy Whispers, 4 Reclaim, 4 Shimmelcook, 4 Skirting Step. Remember anything exciting, Veiled Dash, which is a really good card. 4 Windblast Engineer, 3 Zephyr, and 3 Carters, because you are running a decent amount of automatons. So you get card a second ability, you go and draw a card, and as well get the +2 to go and get a big board clear with 4 attack. Especially if you really pair it with something like Turbine Bullet, it gets swinging for an extra 5 and clear more likely any board that's seen in Grand Archive. On the sideboard, you have Seeker's Rifle if you're expecting a lot of taunts. You have Rain Protection, get 3 Stifle Traps, 2 Veiling Breeze, 1 Zephyr, and 3 Sinister Mind Reavers, which is brought in if your card facing a deck that relates to play cards in memory. So you have Nico, Luxem, Zander, which card is brought in, gets a champion hit, and then you get to end up discarding 2 cards from the library and make them forcing the draw, which then can trigger cards like your Creeping Torment as well, because they are drawing their second card on your turn. Congrats, Valdo, for getting number 7. I really like this win Diana-list. I'm hoping to see it more. Hope to see this in Chicago in some more capacity from someone else. If you're not going yourself, I know overseas is hard, but hopefully someone takes this list and brings it over to Chicago. I would like to see more of this going forward. And number 8, we have Hexmage on the other Nico list. So this one is sort of our normal Nico list that we were expecting here. We have Diffuse Black, Factor of Intrusions. I'm pretty sure this is TCG's mill list. With a little addition, they are running Lunette. I can't remember if TCG is running Lunette in their mill version. But if you're expecting a lot of allies, Lunette, like I said before, is a really good medical to bring. In the sideboard, you have 1 Terraforming, 3 Resolute Sands, 4 Frostbind, 2 Hailstorm Guard, and 3 Violas and Cleanse, brought in to go and heal because all your cards are water. And the Hailstorm Guard is more likely brought in if you're expecting cards that go to combo off and do a lot of big burst damage. You can go in and prevent 4. It's pretty much like running a Spellshield Arcane. And you can go in and build up many cards, as well as prevent that much damage. Prevent a big fireball to face, for example, even though if you are milling 11 or 12. Well, like I said, this is another meta breakdown videos for the archives. Thank you all your archivists for joining. I hope everyone enjoyed the meta breakdown video. This is, I think, number 3 of our 7 or 6 that's stuff to come. So keep an eye out for more of these videos in the future in the pipeline. Well, that's all I got for now. I hope everyone has it going, and we'll catch you all later.